Someone, guys. If you guys would allow me, I'd just like to read a poem. And it says, for want of a nail, the shoe was lost. For want of a shoe, the horse was lost. For want of a horse, the rider was lost. For want of a rider, the battle was lost. For want of the battle, the kingdom was lost. And all for the want of a nail. So this is my favorite poem. I know Benjamin Franklin claims it in one of his books, but it's giving, it's not his. It's my favorite poem because it speaks about the little things in life. The little things. I always hear people say things like, don't sweat the small stuff. It's not worth it. Don't sweat the small stuff. You know, I had one of those weeks. I think I only posted once this week. Just on a side note, thanks. 1 or 2 people send me DMs just asking me when I'm going to post again. But it was one of those weeks, and I know we all experience those weeks where you don't know your arse from your elbow. You don't know what's up, what's down. You don't know if it's inside or out. It was a hectic work week, so I tried to really put my head down and get shit done, you know. But at the same time, phakathi kulo mix, there's also now life, you know, and life happens, you know. While when you say life will happen, you know. People will fall sick, people will do this, you'll do that, you'll go through the most, you know. You go through financial things, relationship things, you go things with your family, all of a sudden, whatever the case may be. So it was, or it's been rather, let's not say as if it's done. It's been quite a hectic week. And it just takes me back to that poem of for want of a nail, you know. For want of a nail, something as simple as a nail, you know. You don't have a nail, you can't put that shoehorn on that horse because you're missing a nail. And without that, the horseshoe, sorry, not the shoe, without the horseshoe on that horse, the horse can't travel long distances to deliver whatever the message. You know, it can't. Look, trot for a little kilometer, but it can't go there. It needs the horseshoe in there. And if the message doesn't get delivered, you know, if the message doesn't get delivered, then obviously we're going to lose the battle. You know, we lose the battle, we lose the kingdom, and all because it just starts with a little nail. You know, I always tell people when people say, oh, Penson, don't sweat the small stuff. I always say, hey, bro, you know what? If the small stuff isn't so important, next time you take a bath, you know, try and sit in the bath, but then don't put a little stopper. Don't put a little stopper and then tell me how, you know, something like that. You know, something as important as a spark plug in a car, big, massive car, spark plug. Without a spark plug, it's over, you know. So game, it's all about the small stuff. And if you can get the small stuff right, you know, it then has a knock-on effect. I was chatting on the family group, and, you know, if there's one person that likes to always just challenge my thinking is my brother, you know. But he challenged it in a different way because he kept on saying, no, man, but if you keep banging your head against the small stuff, then try and pivot and do something else. You know, if you can't manage this, maybe rather. And I was like, look, I'm explaining it. Maybe I was struggling with explaining it. And I was saying with you, when I say focus on the small stuff, I'm trying to say, if you're trying to finish a marathon is 42.2 kilometers, but it's made up of 1 kilometer at a time. If you can't do the first kilometer, you'll never be able to do the second kilometer. If you can't do the second kilometer, you'll never finish that marathon. You'll never, you know. Guys, if you can't maintain, if you have a Toyota Tazz, if you can't maintain your Toyota Tazz, you won't be able to maintain your C63. It won't happen. It can't. If you have just a fully container and you are bad in managing the books of your container, you know, spaza sako, why would you assume that you'll be able to run a franchise? It's all about the small things. You fail to do the small things right, you watch everything fall to shit. I like bringing it back to relationships. Excuse me. You who fail to send a good morning love message, you who fail to ask how's your day going, you who fail, you know, to do the little things, forget the big things. Yeah, okay, no, sharp, you might win in the short term, you know. Oh man, I took her for a trip to Dubai. Okay, no, sharp, that's great. It's a big thing, but will that keep her? Will you get the ultimate prize? If you ever speak to people who have been married for years and years and years and years and years, they love the big things, but they also understand what it takes, the little things. It takes umama iqeda ukuphakela ubaba, like comes with a tray and serves that little thing activates him to make sure what hey, imoto yakho now petrol, then he takes the car and he goes fills up it. The little things activate the bigger things, the bigger things, the bigger things, the big boom 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 boom. It's the same thing. You listen to Mr. Beast, the YouTuber. Mr. Beast talks about just fixing one little thing at a time, just as a side note, and I keep going on side. There's a lot that I'm trying to get also on the YouTube side. I've been speaking to a lot of people, so please don't be shocked. The YouTube yam nje babe pele ngibe nama makeup nama mic nje nga surprise. But there's a lot of chats. I'm joking, but there is chats just about finding certain investments on the platform just to help us grow. But then again, it's little steps. You're not going to get to 100 subscribers if you don't get 1, and then 2, and then 3. Oh, my goal is to have 1,000 subscribers. Yes, but it's one at a time. It's one video at a time. It's one comment at a time. It just happens. And a lot of people will be like, don't sweat the small stuff. It's all about the small stuff. I've realized this so many times. I've realized it with families. When families break apart, you'll realize, oh no, it's when this person said this and when you responded like that. Then there's a domino effect, and no one actually managed that situation. Because they didn't manage that situation, it became bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. My current relationship, it started off by me sending a message saying, coffee, ? And therefore it carried on and went and became something else. It all became, because of just this little word, nyana, it opened up itself into something else. Guys, I know, don't sweat the small stuff, No, put a lot of investment in that. If you're trying to be good at I don't know, soccer, it's the small stuff. It's the ability to make sure you get to practice on time, you are running, you're doing your cardio, you are watching the games, all those things add up to you being a great soccer player. It's the same with rugby. It's the same if you're a boxer. You cannot be a great boxer if you don't have that jab. And this is just the small stuff, making sure the jab, forget the combos, forget this. If you don't have that jab as a start, you're in trouble. You're in absolute trouble. If you don't have fitness, you're in trouble. You're in trouble. It's the same thing with business. If you can't do your admin, if you can't sit down, open your laptop and just start by reading one email at a time and focusing on that one email and making sure once you've read that email, you process it, you respond perfectly, and you're like, okay, email sent, next email. Same thing, you zone in, you process, next email sent. Yes, I know your inbox has 500 emails, I get it, but one at a time. There's this clip where Will Smith is speaking about how his father wanted him and his brother to build a wall, and Will Smith, they were so young, they're like, how are we going to build a wall? The wall is so huge, we'll never get it done. And the father was like, don't focus on the big wall. Focus on just laying one brick, just making sure this brick is laid like the best layer you've ever put. If you can do that right, we were chatting Izolo, and I was saying, in order to really, because we talk about trauma and healing a lot, and I was saying, one of the things that we get wrong, and again, you can plug this into business, you can plug this into your relationship. The first thing that we need to start, is by being open and honest. I gave them a 4-part step, 4 parts. Step 1, open and honest. Step 2, processing it. Step 3, fixing it. Step 4, healing. And I was like, those are the 4 steps. And a lot of us get into this dynamic with our friends, with our families, or whatever, and we're like, hey, we no longer strong. No, let's go back. What caused it between you and your friend? Be open and honest. I just don't like the way that you spoke to my mom. I don't appreciate that. I don't like the way that joke that you said in front of people. Let's be open and honest. Then the second thing is the processing. Let's internalize that, or let's process that, or let's introspect on how that feels. Then the third step, fixing. What is fixing? Fixing is apologizing. Fixing is going to people and say, hey, what I did to Pensy in public was actually wrong. Fixing is maybe a nice bouquet of flowers. Fixing comes in different various forms, but it's fixing. And then from there, now you need to learn to heal and let go. A lot of people will do you wrong and they just want you to heal. Fuck you. I ain't healing for shit. That's why I'm still holding on to shit from back in the day. But anyway, I'm digressing. What I'm trying to say is that it's all little steps at a time. It's all little steps at a time. It's all because of just a nail. One nail, one little nail. One nail has a domino effect. If you've hurt someone, if you at work destroyed something, it's all about you going to a line manager, to your boss, and just having that accountability, being open and honest and say, look, I fucked up here. This is what I did. And then you guys process it. How did you fuck up? What do you think that did? And then you need to fix it. If it means that you send an apology email, if it means that you spend extra time in the office to ensure what listen to secret, then the next thing is that then now people have to now heal. Okay, sharp. That's obviously out of your control. But again, it starts with one step. They say, how do you eat an elephant? How do you eat an elephant? One fucking bite at a time. One fucking bite at a time. They say the same thing with the baby. Not eating a baby, but a baby. Baby first lies and then turns, and sits, and then crawls, and stands, and then all of a sudden, tabalaza, then the run, but again, in every single step, every single stage, doesn't come overnight. It doesn't come overnight, guys. It really, really doesn't. This week has been such a hectic week, and I'm thinking about all the prep that has gone into this week. Yes, I see it as a success, and obviously there's also certain challenges, and again, and I'm frustrated, and guning, but I look at the prep, and there's so many little steps. There's so many little steps, and my mind is already racing, thinking about today's Friday, thinking about next week, Monday, and what will come with that, But again, I can't overthink things. I need to make sure, Wuti, I get everything done systematically. I get through my morning, I get through my afternoon. From there, I put an hour away in this afternoon to just structure and plan what my Monday might look like, and just pocket there so that I can enjoy my Friday evening, my Saturday, and then I revisit it, that thing again for another hour or so on my Sunday, just to ensure. Wake up early on Monday, align for the week, see how that looks like, give myself about 30 minutes to an hour to align for that, and then I break down what I've written for the Monday. Step. I'm not trying to focus on December. I'm not trying to focus on next year, March. I'm not trying to do that. I'm very much aware of that. I'm very much hopeful that things are going to go amazing, but the back end is me planning every single day, every single hour, ensuring that my weeks are amazing. Because if you have great days, you have great weeks. You've had great weeks, you've had great months then become great quarters become great years. It's like that. I said, you mean same thing. Shy push up imnand. Shy push up. Focus on trying to push up imnand. Before you realize that, push up A1 becomes I10, 50, 100. Sit up, same thing. Guys, same thing with ladies. Every little thing starts with the small steps. I know, no. Find your love, find your passion, find your calling, find the hard shit that you might not like doing, washing dishes. Take this one cup, wash this cup as best as you can, put it away. Take this fork, make sure the fork, you clean that shit out, you put that up, you do it properly, you wipe, that's done. The next step, you pack your dishes away. The next step, you clean a kitchen. The next step, you clean. The next step, all of a sudden you have a beautiful home. It's no longer overwhelming you when you walk in. All of a sudden you can invite your friends to come over and have a drink. Guys, I know I always ask for this, but please can you guys just send me a lot of love, a lot of energy. I really, really need it. There's a lot that's happening in the back end, just in my own work life, in my own personal life. It's heavy on me. It really is heavy on me. And I think I'm not a religious person, but I know there's some prayer warriors amongst the community. And if you're one of those people that want to just put out blessings to the universe, guys, yeah, it's rough. Yeah. Akusekho pretend manje, guys. Akusekho. Life is lifing. With that being said, please comment. Tell me what you think about the small things and getting them right. If you have a different approach, also just tell me about that. Share this video if you think there's anyone who can benefit. Share far and wide. Subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Guys, I'm so appreciative of the subscribers. I see we are growing. It's looking beautiful. Thanks to all the paid members. It's still such a humbling experience. That people actually pay to be supportive of this journey that we're all on. I truly appreciate that. Yeah, that's just humble around that Thank you for all the DMs. I know I haven't gotten to a lot of them. Yeah, a lot of them are very, very sensitive. So I also need to give myself enough time to be able to go through it and just be in that right mental space so that I don't rush it and I give it the due respect. Anyway, guys, I need you guys to have a phenomenal Friday. Look after yourselves, your loved ones. I'm out.